ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to my walk and talk. Today, I think it's gonna be pro tip. I'm back with a selfie stick. I bought a new one. I'm gonna try and glue the other one, the old one, and let it dry properly, and it'll probably stick too. But I'll have a backup. This exact thing. I got exact same thing. I got it at 5 and below. And it's a selfie stick that doubles as a tripod, and anyways, it's a pretty good deal. $5 from that. Anyways, pro tip about life. Where to begin this story? Yesterday I told this story in church, and probably bears repeating, but I got a snarky comment on on one of my old videos from a few years back, and it wasn't that bad. It didn't get under my skin at all, but I felt the need to reply. So I can't even remember what the video was about, but this guy said, "Is this guy drunk?" It's a simple comment. Just, is this guy drunk? Meaning, I guess I was probably slurring my speech, or I don't know what I was doing. But I said, no, I don't remember exactly what I was doing on that video. It's a couple years old, but I had a stroke in December, and I guess part of me wanted to kind of make him feel bad. I had a stroke in December. Maybe it was a precursor to my stroke, and I was slurring my speech or something like that. Anyways, the guy came back to me, and he said, he kind of touched my heart, but he felt so bad, and I felt bad that he felt bad. But he felt bad. He said, I'm so sorry. Will you please find it in your heart to forgive me? And it touched my heart. I broke into tears. It just kind of touched me, all right? And I said, don't worry. I'm not that thin-skinned. I forgive you, and something to that effect. But it just reminded me of how insensitive we can be sometimes, and how we can hurt people's feelings. I was fine, but he thought that it hurt me, I guess. It felt so bad about it, and felt the need to ask for my forgiveness, and I was just so touched by this. But it brought home to me just how wonderful the gospel of Jesus Christ is, and we can be forgiven, and if we repent, ask for forgiveness, commit to never doing it again. And I thought, wow, this is how hearts get healed, I guess. A healed heart, once we've been forgiven and feel of that blessing, we never wanted it again. And we may do it again because we're weak and we're human, but we can be forgiven again. And it's just a beautiful concept of the gospel. It's just a beautiful concept. But anyways, I was on another area of life. I was recently saw a video from a guy, I think it's on anxiety and healing, and what was it? Anxiety and suppressed emotions from our childhood. And I think I've I found the answer for my wife who suffers from this, but it's not something that's a snap fix like this, but my wife has long forgiven her parents for whatever their shortcomings, but still the emotion from her childhood lingers, and it has caused physical manifestation in her of all kinds of problems that no doctor can pinpoint, right? It doesn't matter what the issue is. You're fine, but yet these symptoms persist, right? And they actually kind of move around the body. And this Dr. Kennedy, I forget his first name, look him up, something about anxiety on the internet now. It's just a great stuff. I think it is the answer, but again, there's still a lot of training and hard work to do to get that to heal, right? But it made me think how much emotional pain is kind of generational, not just with my wife, with so many people, and it gets carried on from generation to generation. A not fully mature adult, they have children and they make mistakes and they do the best they can raising their children, but unknowing to them, they cause this emotional damage to their children. I've probably done the same thing, and they're probably experiencing, trauma, so to speak, from their childhood, and they'll probably do the same to their kids and their kids. But the great plan of the gospel is that we can be forgiven, and it's all a blessing. And I talked about in the last video, my stroke is a blessing. It's all a blessing. My wife's problem is a blessing in a way, or going to be soon be a blessing. She's going to overcome this and be able to help others and grow from it and be able to help her children. It's just like a bad thing can be passed off from generation to generation, so can the good things, and it can be turned into a blessing. Everything. So it's so deep and impressive to me that there's a blessing at every turn. Blessings can be blessings. Blessings are blessings. Curses are blessings. It's all can be turned into a blessing. Life is a blessing. Remember the Beatitudes. The message of the Beatitudes, so first right out of the chute, you are blessed. Realize the blessing. 4 curses are listed, 4 blessings are listed, and it says they're all blessings. Right? And once you realize that, you can begin to have a thankful heart, and life becomes so full. It's a bountiful life. That became about a week ago became my channel name. I realized I've been wanting to change my channel name for a long time. I didn't know exactly how to do it. I knew you could do it, but I just kind of stumbled on the page that you changed that on, and then this thing, this title, It's a Bountiful Life. Remember the movie, It's a Wonderful Life? I didn't want to steal that, but I said, it's a bountiful life, and I happen to live in a town called Bountiful, so I thought it was all the more inspired and true in my life and yours, if you let it be. So, where am I getting to? 9 minutes there. So that's going to be my pro tip. I think pro tip 29 for today. More detail on how blessed we all are, and yeah. So that's going to be the theme of my YouTube channel from here on out, and I'll hopefully bring you reasons to feel that you are living a bountiful life and a wonderful life, and your trials are blessings, and blessings are blessings, and it's all a blessing. You know, your problem child is a blessing. Your problem child gives you the opportunity to show all the others, children, siblings, and that your love is unconditional, and no matter what they do, good or bad, you love them, and you're there for them, and the problem child is an opportunity to show that. So, just so much wisdom in the parables of Christ on so many levels. It's just, and every time you read it, you may come away with a different perspective. The prodigal son, there's the perspective of the bad son, the prodigal son, and the good son, and the perspective of the parents, the perspective of God. There's just so much. It's so dense with wisdom. It's packed with wisdom, right? It's kind of like, I'm not too much into this poetry, but the Japanese poetry, and I talked about this a little bit. The haiku, the quick short poems of 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 3 lines, 5, 7, 5 syllables. Kind of the point of those is to pack as much imagery and wisdom into those 5. I mean, what, 5 and 5 and 7, 17 syllables as possible, and that's where the beauty is of those poems is. But I don't know, it's kind of like the parables of Christ. There's just so many levels to it. But anyways, that's going to be my tip. I think it's tip 29, and that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.